Hey Bible lovers, so in this video I kind of asked Randy a three-part question. In the beginning I asked him, did he foresee Bible Buying Guide becoming what it is? Over 8,000 followers, massive influence. And his answer is pretty interesting. Then I kind of followed that up with, did he see the explosion of reviewers coming into play? And then did he foresee his channel actually moving the hands of publishers and actually having influence in the industry? So check it out.
When you started Bible Buying Guide and when you started the YouTube channel, did you see it becoming what it is today? Did you foresee that?
Not really. For one thing, right now, I actually don't know how many subscribers I have. I think it's 8,000, something like that. I didn't really expect that many. Yeah, I didn't really expect a big following like that. And another thing, for one thing, there are a lot of people out there doing reviews, especially in video. So when someone thinks of a video of a review, they go to video. They don't really look for written because, well, for one thing, you can find written reviews on Amazon and you can find written reviews on Christian Book. But if someone is looking for a review, they go to video. So there's a lot of options out there.
Did you see so many others jumping in and joining this? And did you foresee the influence you were going to have with the publishers? Because that's one thing that I've noticed is, it doesn't matter, Randy, if you post a video and it gets 50 views, it doesn't matter because you're influencing the industry. Did you see those two things come? Did you see all these guys coming out of the woodwork saying, I want to review Bibles, guys and gals? And did you see you really changing the hand of publishers because of your opinion?
I kind of did a little. I hoped that that's what would happen. I didn't really expect there to be as many reviewers as there are. I'm glad there are. One bit of advice I would have for reviewers is, number one, would be to make sure you have your information correct. Because I do see sometimes someone will post something and then someone else will ask me a question about it. And then where did you get that information? That's not correct. And, oh, they got it from a review. Be very careful. And I try to do that myself. I'm not saying I always am correct.
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes, but try to confirm your information. But, just if you could do that, that would be good. But I did hope there would be a lot of reviewers. I wasn't really expecting there to be that many people interested in reviewing Bibles. And I have seen some people come about it for the wrong reasons, and they don't last as reviewers. They think I'm going to get free Bibles. You do get Bibles without having to pay money for them. But the time you spend in learning the ins and outs of that Bible, the time you spend in developing your content, the time you spend in promoting that content and dealing with the answers and the questions and back and forth and all this, you spend more time on all this than it would have cost you to buy the Bible.
Right.
Especially if you're talking about lower cost, $20 Bible. I'll spend 8 hours reviewing a $20 Bible.
Yeah.
If I had worked for 8 hours, I could have bought more Bibles than that. And, so when they do approach it with that in mind, the mindset of I'm getting free Bibles, they don't typically get a lot of free Bibles and they don't last because it takes a lot of work to build a following. It's not easy. It's not like I'm going to do this review and I'm going to post it out there and then there's going to be a lot of people and then I'm going to approach publishers and publishers are going to just throw Bibles at me. It doesn't work that way. And especially now we have more reviewers asking for those same Bibles. Publishers only have so many they can give out. It is part of their marketing strategy now. And that's one of the things that has changed since I started. Now they include bloggers and they include YouTubers as part of their marketing strategy. They did before. Some of them had blog programs. Thomas Nelson had Book Sneeze, which was how the very first thing that got me into reviewing review copies was from Book Sneeze, from Thomas Nelson. And I really hoped that the things that I said, the things that I pointed out that I did like or didn't like, and the things that I would say, I would like to see this changed. I did hope that publishers would take notice. I didn't really expect them to. I hoped they would, and I'm very grateful that they have. Yeah. I've talked to a lot of publishers that said that, we added this because of videos that we saw or because of reviews that we read. And, I'm grateful for that. Because if I can influence, number one, I want to influence people buying good quality Bibles. We don't need to buy $20 Bible that is going to last 6 months. I would rather someone buy a $30 Bible that's going to last a year or 2 years and use it. the next thing is I wanted to influence people in actually reading the Bible for themselves. Don't just believe what I say. Don't believe what you say. Don't believe what you read in a study Bible, or what you go to the Bible for yourself, read it for yourself, and have a relationship with God and His Word. And I wanted to influence Bible reading. I wanted to influence Bible buying. And on the other side of that, I wanted to influence Bible publishers to publish good quality Bibles at low cost. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, $200 Bibles are beautiful, but not a lot of people can afford those. Right. And not a lot of people feel comfortable using them. I know a lot of people that, they're showing me a Bible and they say, how much do you think this would cost? And I'll tell them, oh, that's probably about $150. They'll put it down. And they'll say, well, I can't carry that one now. Well, why can't you carry that one now? You carried it and brought it and showed it to me. Keep carrying it, keep using it. But there's a certain element to that cost, that value that makes people just not want to touch it. It is easier to drive a cheap car that's already dinged than it is to buy a big expensive car and you're worried about it. And I understand that, I get that, but lower cost Bibles are easier to use and they're easier to buy, especially if you're trying to build a collection. I never really set out to build a collection, but I guess I do have a collection now. but as long as I can use it to help people understand about different Bibles and things like that's kind of my train of thought on the collection. But yeah, I am grateful that people have taken notice. I'm grateful that publishers have taken notice, and not just see what you say, but actually make changes based on it. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you see it this way as well, that more reviewers really move the hands of publishers even better.
Absolutely.
Someone who really, because one time you had a private conversation that when you first started reviewing Bibles, they only sent you seconds.
Yes. And
now if we get a second as a reviewer, we let them know. Often they'll say, oh no, don't review that one, we'll replace it. You really contributed to that, to where the reviewers that follow behind you, we don't have to pay the price that you did. So I don't know that needs to be appreciated. And I hope that everybody that watches this content, especially the reviewers that watch this content, appreciate the fact that we can get really nice Bibles now, because for a long time, Randy Brown took seconds and reviewed them because that's all available. So that's pretty cool. And the fact that that showed why you were in it. You weren't in it to get free Bibles. You were in it because you wanted to promote that content. You wanted to show the ins and out of that content. And you were willing to take something that was second best just to be able to review that Bible. And that is super cool. And I applaud you. And I thank you for that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, I hope you enjoyed part 3 of this interview with Randy. Be looking for part 4 soon. There you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on.